Can a life of protection shield you from the greatest harm? For Kemi, the answer was a resounding no. In the heart of a small, quaint Nigerian village nestled amidst lush green hills, lived a young girl named Kemi. Her world was a confined sphere, a universe bounded by the walls of her family's modest abode. Her parents, driven by a deep-seated fear of the unknown, had chosen to shield her from the vast, intricate tapestry of life beyond their threshold. Kemi's existence was a solitary one, a quiet monotony punctuated by the rhythmic hum of her mother's gentle voice and the comforting presence of her father. Their love for her was boundless, but it was a love cloaked in caution, a love that sought to protect her from the perceived dangers lurking outside. Kindly like this video and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications to see our new videos. Day after day, Kemi would gaze out the window, her eyes wide with wonder as she watched the world unfold beyond her reach. The vibrant hues of the market, the lively chatter of the villagers, the rhythmic dance of the rain, all these sights and sounds were tantalizing glimpses of a life she yearned to experience. Yet, her parents' unwavering insistence on her safety kept her confined to the familiar confines of her home. Kemi's curiosity was a flame that burned brightly within her. She would pore over her mother's old storybooks, her imagination soaring as she lost herself in tales of adventure and daring. She would listen intently to her father's stories of his youth, his eyes sparkling with a mischievous glint as he recounted his escapades. These stories ignited a spark within her, a yearning to explore, to discover, to live a life beyond the boundaries of her sheltered existence. Despite her parents' efforts to shield her from the outside world, Kemi's spirit remained unbroken. She would find solace in the simple pleasures of her life, the joy of tending to her small garden, the comfort of her favorite blanket, the warmth of her family's love. But deep down, a longing for something more gnawed at her, a desire to break free from the confines of her sheltered existence and embrace the vastness of the world beyond. As the years passed, Kemi's longing for freedom grew more intense. She would often find herself lost in daydreams, imagining herself exploring the vibrant marketplace, mingling with the villagers, and experiencing the thrill of adventure. Her parents, though unaware of the depth of her yearning, sensed a growing restlessness within her. One evening, as Kemi sat by the window, watching the sunset paint the sky in hues of orange and purple, a sudden realization struck her. She was not just a prisoner of her parents' fear, she was a prisoner of her own fear. The fear of the unknown, the fear of disappointing her parents, the fear of venturing into the unfamiliar. A wave of defiance washed over her. She would no longer be content to live a life dictated by fear. She would break free from her confinement, no matter the cost. The decision was made, and with it came a surge of excitement and trepidation. As Kemi lay awake that night, her mind raced with thoughts of her impending escape. She carefully planned her strategy, considering every possible contingency. She knew she would need to be both cunning and courageous to succeed. The following morning, as her parents were busy with their chores, Kemi slipped out of the house, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and fear. The world outside was a blur of unfamiliar sights and sounds, but she pressed on, determined to explore the village. As she wandered through the narrow streets, she felt a sense of exhilaration she had never experienced before. The vibrant colors, the bustling activity, the intoxicating aroma of spices, it was all so different from the quiet monotony of her life at home. But as the day wore on, Kemi began to feel a pang of homesickness. She missed the familiar comforts of her home, the loving presence of her parents. She wondered if she had made a mistake, if she was capable of handling the challenges of the outside world. The decision to escape was a momentous one for Kemi. She knew it would be a risky endeavor, but the allure of freedom was too strong to resist. She spent days planning her escape, carefully considering every detail. She would need to be both cunning and courageous to succeed. Kemi began by gathering supplies. She packed a small bag with essential items, including a few pieces of clothing, a blanket, and some food. She also made sure to have a plan for her escape route, avoiding the main roads and choosing quieter paths. The day of her escape finally arrived. As her parents were busy with their chores, Kemi slipped out of the house, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and fear. The world outside was a blur of unfamiliar sights and sounds, but she pressed on, determined to explore the village. As she wandered through the narrow streets, Kemi felt a surge of adrenaline. She was free. She could go wherever she wanted, do whatever she wanted. But at the same time, a sense of fear crept into her. She was alone, in a strange place, and she didn't know what to expect. Despite her fear, Kemi continued to explore. She marveled at the vibrant colors of the market, the bustling activity of the villagers, the intoxicating aroma of spices. She felt a sense of wonder and excitement that she had never experienced before. As the day wore on, Kemi began to feel a pang of homesickness. She missed the familiar comfort of her home, the loving presence of her parents. She wondered if she had made a mistake, if she was capable of handling the challenges of the outside world. But then, she remembered the reason why she had escaped in the first place. She wanted to experience life, to discover who she was. And she knew that she couldn't do that if she remained trapped in her parents' fear. With renewed determination, Kemi continued her exploration. She knew that her journey had only just begun, and that there were many adventures ahead. As Kemi wandered through the village, lost in her thoughts, she stumbled upon an old, weathered hut nestled in a quiet corner. The door was slightly ajar, and a faint glow emanated from within. Curiosity piqued, Kemi cautiously approached the hut. Inside, she found a small, dimly lit room filled with an assortment of strange objects. In the center of the room sat an elderly man, his face etched with lines of wisdom and experience. His eyes, though clouded by age, held a piercing intensity that seemed to see straight through Kemi. "Who are you?" Kemi asked, her voice trembling slightly. The old man smiled gently. "I am Baba Ade," he replied. "And who are you, young one?" Kemi introduced herself, explaining that she had escaped from her home. Baba Ade listened attentively, his eyes filled with understanding. "You have taken a bold step, young one," he said. "The world outside can be a harsh place, but it can also be a beautiful one. If you are willing to learn, I can guide you." Kemi was immediately drawn to Baba Ade's wisdom. She felt a sense of trust and respect for him, and she knew that he could help her navigate the unfamiliar world. Baba Ade began to teach Kemi about the ways of the village, the customs, the traditions. He shared stories of his own adventures, of the challenges he had faced and overcome. He taught her the importance of courage, perseverance, and kindness. Under Baba Ade's guidance, Kemi began to feel more confident and secure. She learned to trust her instincts, to rely on her own abilities. She discovered that she was stronger than she had ever imagined. Baba Ade became more than just a mentor to Kemi. He became a friend, a confidant, a father figure. He offered her the support and guidance she needed to thrive in the unfamiliar world outside. With Baba Ade's guidance, Kemi embarked on a journey of exploration, venturing deeper into the village and beyond. She discovered hidden paths, lush forests, and serene rivers. She encountered villagers of all ages and backgrounds, each with their own unique stories and perspectives. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. That's your way of supporting us. She learned about the rich cultural heritage of the village, the traditional dances and music, the ancient customs and beliefs. She marveled at the intricate patterns woven into the fabrics, the delicate carvings on the wooden artifacts, the vibrant colors of the local cuisine. As Kemi explored the village, she began to see the world in a new light. She realized that there was so much more to life than the sheltered existence she had known. She discovered the beauty of diversity, the importance of community, the power of human connection. She encountered challenges along the way, but she learned to overcome them with courage and resilience. She faced her fears, embraced her vulnerabilities, and discovered a strength within herself that she never knew she possessed. Through her experiences, Kemi began to understand the world beyond her home. She realized that the outside world was not the scary, dangerous place her parents had made it out to be. It was a place of wonder, adventure, and possibility. She also realized that she was capable of navigating this world, of making her own way. She had the intelligence, the resourcefulness, the courage to succeed. As Kemi continued her journey, she began to feel a sense of belonging. She was no longer just a girl from a small village. She was a part of something bigger, a member of a vibrant community. She had come a long way since she had escaped from her home. She had grown as a person, had discovered her true potential. And she knew that her journey had only just begun. Kemi's escape from her home had far-reaching consequences. Her parents were devastated by her disappearance. They feared for her safety, worried that she might be in danger. They searched tirelessly for her, their hearts heavy with worry. When Kemi finally returned home, her parents were a mixture of relief and anger. They were overjoyed to see her safe, but they were also furious that she had disobeyed them. They grounded her, punished her, and tried to convince her to return to her old life. However, Kemi was no longer willing to be controlled. She had tasted freedom, and she was determined to hold on to it. She argued with her parents, insisting that she had the right to make her own choices. The tension between Kemi and her parents grew more intense. They struggled to understand each other, to reconcile their different perspectives. Kemi saw the world as a place of adventure and possibility, while her parents saw it as a dangerous, unpredictable place. Her parents continued to warn her of the dangers that awaited her outside. They told her stories of kidnappings, robberies, and other crimes. They tried to scare her into returning home, but Kemi was undeterred. She argued that she was capable of taking care of herself. She had learned valuable skills from Baba Ade, and she was confident in her abilities. She insisted that she would not return to her old life, no matter what her parents said. The conflict between Kemi and her parents reached a boiling point. They argued constantly, their voices raised in anger. Kemi felt trapped, torn between her love for her parents and her desire for freedom. It was clear that something had to change. Kemi knew that she could not continue to live in such a state of tension. She had to find a way to resolve the conflict with her parents, to bridge the gap between their different perspectives. The tension between Kemi and her parents reached a breaking point one evening. As they sat down to dinner, a heated argument erupted. Kemi insisted on her right to live her own life, while her parents demanded that she return home. The argument escalated into a full-blown confrontation. Kemi's parents accused her of being selfish and ungrateful. Kemi accused them of being overprotective and controlling. In the midst of the chaos, a knock sounded at the door. Kemi's heart pounded with fear as she cautiously opened it. Standing on the doorstep was a group of strangers, their faces obscured by shadows. "We've been sent to bring you home," one of them said in a menacing tone. Before Kemi could react, the strangers burst into the house, their faces twisted with anger. They grabbed Kemi and her parents, dragging them outside. As they were bundled into a waiting van, Kemi realized the gravity of the situation. She and her family were in danger. She had no idea who these strangers were or what they wanted, but she knew that they were not there to help them. The van sped away from the village, leaving Kemi and her family terrified and confused. They were trapped, helpless, at the mercy of their captors. As the van traveled through the night, Kemi fought back tears. She was scared, but she was also determined. She knew that she had to find a way to escape, to protect herself and her family. As the van sped through the night, Kemi's mind raced with thoughts of escape. She knew that she had to find a way to free herself and her family from their captors. Suddenly, the van slowed to a halt. Kemi's heart pounded with fear as she heard the sound of doors opening. She braced herself for the worst, but to her surprise, the strangers let them out. As they stood in the darkness, surrounded by unfamiliar territory, Kemi realized that they had been abandoned. She was confused and terrified, but she also felt a surge of relief. They were free. With renewed determination, Kemi led her family towards the nearest village. They walked for hours, their legs aching, their stomachs growling. But they pressed on, driven by a desire to return home. When they finally reached the village, they were greeted with open arms. The villagers offered them food, shelter, and assistance. They helped Kemi and her family contact the authorities, who quickly apprehended the kidnappers. As the days turned into weeks, Kemi and her family began to heal. They had experienced a traumatic ordeal, but they had also learned valuable lessons. They had learned the importance of trust, of communication, of working together. Kemi and her parents had also learned to appreciate each other more. They had realized that their differences were not insurmountable, that they could find common ground. They had discovered a newfound respect for each other, a commitment to a more balanced approach to life. Kemi's parents had come to understand the importance of allowing their children to grow and explore. They had realized that their overprotectiveness had been misguided, that it had actually harmed their daughter more than it had protected her. Kemi, in turn, had learned the importance of respecting her parents' concerns. She had realized that they loved her deeply, and that they were only trying to protect her. As Kemi and her family returned home, they were greeted with a sense of relief and joy. They had faced many challenges, but they had overcome them together. They had learned valuable lessons about love, family, and the importance of finding a balance between freedom and safety. Their journey had been a difficult one, but it had brought them closer together. They had discovered a new appreciation for each other, a commitment to a more balanced approach to life. And they knew that their bond, forged in the crucible of adversity, would only grow stronger over time. As Kemi and her family returned home, they were greeted with a sense of relief and joy. The ordeal they had endured had brought them closer together, had strengthened their bond. In the weeks and months that followed, Kemi and her parents worked to rebuild their relationship. They learned to communicate more openly, to respect each other's boundaries, to find common ground. Kemi continued to explore the village, but she also spent more time with her family. They would go on walks, play games, share stories. They created new memories, filled their lives with laughter and love. Kemi's parents had come to understand the importance of allowing their children to grow and explore. They had realized that their overprotectiveness had been misguided, that it had actually harmed their daughter more than it had protected her. Kemi, in turn, had learned the importance of respecting her parents' concerns. She had realized that they loved her deeply, and that they were only trying to protect her. As time passed, Kemi's confidence grew. She became more independent, more self-assured. She pursued her dreams, explored new opportunities, and made a name for herself in the village. Her story became an inspiration to others, a testament to the power of human spirit. She had overcome adversity, had defied expectations, had found her own path in life. And as she looked back on her journey, she realized that it had all been worth it. She had faced many challenges, but she had also experienced incredible joy and fulfillment. She had grown as a person, had discovered her true potential. And most importantly, she had found love, family, and a sense of belonging. Her story was a testament to the power of human connection, the importance of personal growth, and the enduring spirit of hope. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.